lifers. Hey, newbies, ask the rest of the lifers. Y'all are not in the wrong place. Y'all are, of course, at the Life Be Lifing podcast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our dynamic, witty, um, our dynamic, witty, you know, wonderful, wise, electric, and eclectic host is not with us tonight. So one of the lifers said, "Hey, I'll slide. You know what I mean? I'll bet clean up for the night right quick. You know what I mean? So if y'all ever noticed him in the chat, also I've advertised his hoodie. You know what I'm saying? $50, go get you one with one of his fancy sayings on the back. The one and only Myron Hyman is with us tonight.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, yeah. So we just gonna chop it up tonight because I just didn't want to leave y'all without content, man. When I tell you life be life, and it was lifing today, okay? All my tech failed me. I'm talking about, the Wi-Fi was acting weird. My laptop said F you. Uh, my Facebook link disconnected like 3 times. Even once I got Myron on here, we was ready to go like 7 minutes ago. We hit record and it was like, nah. We gonna disconnect your Facebook link again. So I didn't want to leave nobody out, so I had to go back and start that all over again so that everybody who gets a chance to tap in can. So we're gonna actually, low key speed run this joint because it is after 10. I know most people getting ready for bed, and here I am holding y'all up. But nonetheless, like I said, I want to make sure there's content. Again, I have no idea as to why Facebook, every time I start this live, they want to put it on Clint so that not everybody can see it.
Mm.
I change the settings on my audience every week to make sure it's public, but for some odd reason, they just don't want to ball. You know what I mean? I don't know what that be about, y'all, but I'm gonna get it done every time. Every time, I'm gonna go ahead and get it done so that y'all can see it, so that y'all can hop in the chat. Um, if anybody got a chance to tune into the Random Brotherhood stuff I made over the weekend, feel free. We had an interesting conversation or two. It was just random. It wasn't really like, it wasn't really designed any particular way. It's just that I feel like we have a lot of good conversations when we just kicking it. So I wanted to press record and see whatever might come up. You know what I mean? We might drop some nuggets. We might be bullshitting and, um, just make sure nobody incriminate themselves. That's up. Um,
I caught the last 5 minutes or so of that, Joe. What was that about? Like what y'all get together so often every so often and start
so
shooting some
this
shit
was,
up, hit record?
yeah. So what happened was most of the gang,
The
most of the
gang?
gang had yeah, I can't even say gang, right? Most of the brothers, you know what I mean, have gone different places together and hung out together
Mm-hmm.
or taken trips with each other and stuff like that. But somebody's just kind of like, well, we have this circle now, you know what I mean? We have this extended, brotherhood level of friendship between multiple people. Yo, let's just all get away from home, all get away from what we got going on, and let's slide out, you know what I mean, this Airbnb spot and let's just kick it. Let's just build with each other. Let's just, what I'm saying, go ahead and take
Nice.
that time. You know what I'm saying? So nice little brotherhood retreat.
Okay, a little
You know,
retreat.
yeah, what I mean, out in the woods and the mountains. Um,
Okay.
and one thing I'll say, man, shout out to the bros, man, because that's probably that's probably the least I've had to do in as far as like being responsible for anything. That's probably the least responsibility I've had in quite a while
Nice.
because everybody just pitches in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody pitches in. You got people who just step up, take the whole task off your hands. You know what I mean? If they more comfortable with it, or even if you're just as comfortable, it's just like, no, I got it. I feel like doing it. So
Right.
that in itself was, kind of cool because I'm a person who, has a lot of responsibilities at home. So not having the majority of those responsibilities while we was out there, I ain't gonna lie, I felt good.
Okay. Okay.
It felt good not having to be the one on the store run. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right. Okay.
I was gonna go initially, but everybody was like, "No, don't worry about it. We going. We got the plan. We got the list. Um, I ain't cook all weekend. I thought I was gonna be
Mm.
doing that at some point. I was prepared. Nah,
Oodles
everybody
and
else
noodles,
handled
hot
it.
dogs.
Nah, man, nah. We cooked, man. We cooked. We had breakfast. You talking about pancakes? We talking about eggs? We talking about bacon for the
What?
swine eaters? We talking about beef bacon for the non-swine eaters? You know what I mean?
Oh
We had
man.
fruits cut up and everything. Cut up strawberries, whole nine, dog,
Okay. All right.
whole
All right.
nine, whole
I ain't
nine.
mad at you.
You know what I mean? And listen, for anybody under the sound of my voice, any man under the sound of my voice, if you got 3 or 4 homeboys, even if you got 2 or 3 homeboys, man, look here, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. I advise it for as many people as possible, many brothers as possible. If you got some homies, go ahead, take the opportunity to get you a nice little Airbnb space out in out in the boonies or whatever, and just go chop it up with each other, man. You'd be surprised to hear what some brothers haven't said in a while. The kind of stuff they've been not talking about. Um, we always say, we praying for God. We pray to God that He helps our brothers fight the battles that they don't talk about. But like
Right. Right.
now, they finally get a chance to talk about it, and this is no diss to the ladies. So if y'all want to take it that way, that's on y'all because I'm not. But not everybody has women who let them vent or that they feel comfortable venting with because sometimes venting in front of your lady, you see she get nervous, she get worried, so you
Mm-hmm.
now gotta bottle it back up like, all right, I thought I could let the whole genie out of the bottle, but now I see she getting pressed because she feel like I'm slipping and stuff like that. And it's like, nah, I just want to be vulnerable with you for a minute, but you're not ready for that level of vulnerability, so tuck it, keep it pushing. um
Right. Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Uh because we was all, brothers, we didn't have to worry about that. There was tears shed, there was hugs given, there
Mm.
were, words of affirmation
Damn.
shared, prayed with each other. We had a nice little toast where everybody went around and, either dropped some game or, put out some positive energy for each other and stuff like that. Uh, you
Okay.
know, we did a
So
lot of drinking.
how long was y'all out there in the
We was
woods
only just out there.
doing trust falls and shit,
We was only out there for like
walking
Friday.
on
Yeah.
clothes and shit,
They did have a fire pit. It's just that nobody wanted to go all the way down there because these steps was steeper than the motherfucker, boy.
making
I'm
making
like, yeah,
s'mores and shit.
man. Listen, if the fire pit wasn't all the way down there, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd have been Captain S'mores. I'm not gonna lie to you. When they went to the store, I would have told them, go ahead and get them good
Hey,
graham crackers, get the Hershey's, and get the good
jumbo
marshmallows. You know what I'm
marshmallow,
saying? The
jumbo
jumbo.
marshmallow.
You already know. Make sure y'all get them pics because you know what I mean. We Paul, that actually looked wild. But
Whoa, oh man,
that actually looked wild.
hey, out of
But
pocket.
you know what I'm saying? Make sure that we had it to do. I for damn sure would have been back there with the s'mores. But that's from the stairs to the house we was at, all the way down to the fire pit, and then you could see the lake. I said, nah, that's Camp Crystal Lake right there. I ain't going down there. First of all, I ain't even in shape to tackle these kind of stairs because once I get down there, I'll be damned if I get all the way back up.
Mm.
And it's black as hell down here. Hell no. It's dark as hell. Nope, 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 nope. Ain't finna get sacrificed while I'm supposed to be on a little break. You know what I mean? They gotta fuck around and tell they gotta come back. They gotta come back to my house without me and tell my wife and kids what happened. Hell no.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was it's just it's healing in a lot of ways, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's healing in a lot of ways because you get to say the stuff that maybe you couldn't say because nobody else know what you mean or know what it's like to be in your place. You know, you got
Right.
fathers there, you got people who want to start families there, you got people who fuck their families up in the mix. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And trying to rebound from that.
right.
Um, all types of different people. You know what I mean? As much as we hang out with each other, as much as we have in common, like we all going through shit. Sometimes we all going through the same shit. Like, um,
Right.
so you know what I mean, without me telling anybody's business, I definitely caught a word from one of my brothers there's that is helping me with something that, I'm going through in terms of my grief process. So he said some shit
Mm,
to me that kind of like it made the burden a lot lighter, man. I ain't even gonna lie to him. So
okay.
shout out to him for that, man. So yeah,
Shout
just
out.
that that's just what it is. It's like we not worried about, we not worried about no bitches. We not worried about no running around doing no whole bunch of stuff, man. Like it's just like, yo, we woke up the next morning and watched a bunch of black movies. We watched Boys in the
Okay.
Hood, The Brothers,
Okay.
uh, you know what I mean? Just black cinema back to back to back. You know what I mean? We gained. Like it was a beautiful situation. Like I said, man.
All right.
But if you got a tribe of brothers, like I said, even if it's just two or three of y'all, man, go do that shit. You'll be surprised
Nah.
how
So
much
so
lighter you come back, man. I
so when
promise you.
the so when the next Life Be Life in men's retreat.
Listen, I wasn't the quarterback on this joint. I was just, you know what I mean? I was just a participant. But I'm not
Nah,
going to
you
lie to you.
podcasting.
I'm not going to lie to you, though. It did inspire me to at some point possibly put one together once we get the what you call it, the lifeline together. Once we get the lifeline together,
Okay.
I could potentially see us sponsoring, that event. Let the ladies get one house out here, get one Airbnb spot out here. The fellas get the next one out there. You know what I mean? Be in the same area, and then we congregate to go do stuff together as a group. Like go do a outing or something like that. Initially, we was going to do ATVs before the weather
Mm,
showed its ass. So stuff like that. Hit the what you call it, hit the outlets. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Go see if we can rack us up some sales. Um, just whatever, especially seasonally, it'll give you different opportunities. So yeah, just stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think that would be dope to do. Like, maybe even intentionally set it up to where we have somebody who's a specialist or something that we all can benefit from, come through and just, do a presentation for us, whether it's, somebody who's really good at finances, come through and talk to us about financial literacy or,
okay.
um, you know, maybe somebody who's a good entertainer just come on and put a show on for, both the houses and stuff like that. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Strippers.
So
Okay.
not strippers. I said good at music. I didn't say good at dancing to
You ain't
it.
say nothing about no music.
Yes, I did. I said who's good at music. That's the
You
first thing I
said
said.
you said
That's the first thing
entertainer, sir. You said
I said. Good at
entertainer, sir.
music. Good at music, man. No, 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 no. You ain't finna. Yeah, no, no, no. I ain't finna be cause for no homes breaking up. No, you let Big Dog Billy come over where my lady was at, and she was supposed to be at a retreat. Now all
Yeah.
she want to do is retreat. No,
Right, right, right. The big retreat.
nah. Yeah, man. Nah, yeah, I don't want no smoke with nobody loved one. I'm cool on that, man.
Right,
But
right.
shout out to the brotherhood. That's what the nickname I've affectionately given the group. So even when we hoop, I call it the brotherhood run. So I likewise call this the brotherhood retreat. So we are going to do another one later on this year. I think
Okay,
that's probably
okay.
what it's going to shape out to, like two a year. You know what I'm saying? Um, so nobody's pockets is getting broken. Um, but still, it gives us something to look forward to. And I definitely need it because I was finna crash out last week. I was finna crash
Yeah.
out. I was finna crash out. Um,
Okay.
But yeah, man, let's get into some conversations that not so personal now that in fact, let me delay a little bit while you talk about what's going on with you for a little bit. I done me the whole first 14 minutes of this conversation. So what's going on? What's going on with the man, the myth, the legend himself?
Uh, Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I ain't got 14 minutes for you.
Nah, I don't need you. I don't need you to give me 14 minutes. I just need to. I just need to while I make sure,
Hey
you know
man,
what I
just
mean,
I've been
we get
good,
everybody in here.
going through some struggles, trying to survive. Life be
I,
life,
life do be
you
life, and
know.
for sure, for sure. Life do
Everybody
be life.
coming at me about this Trump shit, but I'm
Well, let's
sticking
let's
with my
let's let's
man.
talk about let's talk about
Sticking
that
with my
right quick.
man.
Let's talk about that right quick, right?
Okay,
Because
good.
people that came at me about your Trump shit a little bit.
Okay. All right.
so so how the first question I want to ask, because I think this is the most paramount issue, how often does it cross the lines of respect when people come and talk to you about these things, right? Because people
Oh
think just
man,
because you support Trump, they get to talk to you any kind of way. Like I feel like that
all the
would
time,
be an issue all the time.
all the all the time. It's by
Damn.
people that don't know, by mostly by people that don't know me though. So
Of
like,
course. Okay.
people on the internet, they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing about my past. They don't know nothing about me. They just talking. But
I dig it.
yeah, yeah, it gets crazy. But you gotta have thick skin, you know what I mean? Pause. When you supporting president that a lot of people don't like, a lot of black folks don't like.
Right. Myself included.
What don't like them?
Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan. Never been a fan.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Never been
Okay.
a
But I don't
fan.
so much support him. I support freedom. I support liberty. So that's he gave us the best. He was the best option for that. So I'm riding with it, and I'm loving the
Still
stuff
ain't
that he's
too sure
doing so
about that
far.
yet.
So loving the
What
stuff
what's
he's
what's
doing
your
so far.
what's your top three? You saying you loving the stuff they doing so far. What's your top three moves? Your top three Trump moves so far?
Reducing the size of government, number one. That's a big number one. So that's encompassing a lot of different moves, but that's a big one.
Yeah.
Um,
Be Pacific.
huh? I can't even say it wrong. Be Pacific, Pacific on it.
Yeah. Be specific.
Reducing the size of government, Department of
Okay, that's number
Education.
one.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we got number one. What's number
Right.
two? Mm, two and three ain't gonna be in no order though. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It don't
the
have to
the
be ranked
this
in
ter
order.
no,
Just
that's number one. That's number one. But
okay. Got you.
this terror shit it's a good move. Not so much that it's because of terrorists. It's the fact that he's stepping up, making better deals for America. He's using tariffs as a negotiating tool, but we getting negotiated for it, but we haven't in the past. So that's another move that I like.
Okay.
So all right, what's number three?
So you feeling the tariffs? Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling the tariffs as a negotiating tool, not the tariffs themselves, but
But
number three, just
so
good.
so elaborate on that. Elaborate on that for folks. Clear that up for me.
So a bunch of countries got tariffs on our stuff, like when we export our goods and stuff, when we sell stuff to other countries, try to sell cars to like
Hmm.
China, Japan, or something. They say, okay, you can sell it here, but we're gonna put a tax on it. So whatever you charge, and say you charging 20,000 for the vehicle, we're gonna charge you 20,000 in taxes. So now the car got to be 40,000 to the customers. So since they selling cars for like 10, 20, 30,000, the $40,000 car wouldn't be able to compete. So they basically
Okay.
keeping us out of their market. But on our end, they're like, yeah, yeah, take our Hyundais, and I don't know the actual companies, but take these companies. We sell y'all cars, but y'all can't sell us cars. That basically was the situation. with just more than just cars, with a lot of stuff. So nah, he's
Okay.
saying no, we're gonna change that relationship. That's a bad relationship for America. And he's using the same mechanism they using in order to reverse some of those situations. So I rock with it. It should be zero on both sides. So it's not like I'm in favor of terrorists. It's just it should be
Okay.
zero on both sides. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the ideal situation.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's that.
Okay. And
And
what's your
just the
third?
general the third is just the general mood of the country turning around. Getting rid of that woke shit, getting rid of all this DI and
All
oh
right.
yeah,
You
yeah,
had to
yeah.
go and
No,
say
no,
that
no.
word. You
I'm
had to
taking
go
it.
and say that
Yeah,
word, man.
saying it.
Come on,
Go
bro.
ahead. I know you don't
Come
like it.
on, bro. Come
I
on,
know
bro.
you don't like
I hate when
it.
black people misuse the word. Come on, it was ours.
I'm
Why
not.
you using it like they using it?
Nah, I'm not using. I am using it
You
like they using it,
are.
but I
Yeah,
am.
you are.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Talk
All
to
right,
me, man.
you know what Hotep shit is?
Yeah.
What's that? What's Hotep shit?
What you mean in the way that it's used derogatory? Yes, I understand
Yeah.
that.
You
Yeah.
disagree with that too?
Yeah. I mean, that's not the way it's supposed to be used.
Nah, nah. See, okay, all right. So we got a fundamental disagreement then. So I feel like the
It's
word
used to be
describes.
derogatory.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, I agree. The
Okay.
fundamental disagreement is that I feel like words should describe the phenomena that's happening. So
Mm.
if you come up to me every day, if you come up to a female every day and say Hotep Queen, and then you're doing a bunch of shit afterwards that everybody's repeating these patterns, and you say Hotep Queen, then all you doing is cheating on her or messing around with a bunch of chicks. You using ancient systems or partially using it to try to get an advantage over people. You're doing stuff like that. Eventually, what you're doing is gonna get labeled by what you're saying, which is Hotep shit. Same with woke. Same with woke. You screaming, I'm woke, I'm woke, I'm woke, and then you're doing all this crazy shit. The crazy shit is woke shit.
What's the
It's the
cra-
way it
but
works.
what's the crazy shit though? When you say
Whatever the
doing crazy shit behind being woke, what's
okay,
crazy? Because that's
maybe
the
not
part that
crazy.
lost me to begin with.
Okay, forget the crazy part. Y'all doing
Okay.
similar things that can be categorized under who are calling themselves woke. So it's woke shit. All is the woke shit. So you can agree with the woke shit or you can disagree with the woke shit. So I'm saying it's crazy. You might not think it's crazy, but
Yeah.
the people that call themselves woke is doing these things. So I'm describing a phenomenon by
Okay.
saying woke shit. It's woke
So I
shit.
get what you mean
Hotep
about a
shit, woke shit.
fundamental. I get what you mean about the fundamental difference because I believe that words have power, words have meaning. I don't believe that just because there's a trend that it gets to change the meaning of the word. I don't know because
Oh yeah, yeah, I do.
that's why you have chaos. That's why you have anarchy. That's why you have such misunderstanding because waves come and go, trends come and go. So if you get to change the word every single time there's a trend, then it doesn't really give it any power. It doesn't really have any meaning. Because then it's just
Okay,
like,
so
okay, it's
words
whatever people say it is. And
it's
that's
just
not
a
what words are.
well, yeah, it
Words are
is
not
though.
just
It
what,
is.
no, words are
What?
not
I'm gonna
just what
tell
people
you.
say it is. It's
Listen,
not.
you in denial about the fundamental nature of words
I'm
because
not.
words change all the time.
Words change, yeah, but words aren't supposed
Yeah.
to, but the word is not supposed to have 15 different meanings. No, it's supposed
Why
to
you saying that?
evolve. It's
Why are you
supposed to
saying that?
evolve because it's
It's
not.
supposed to do what it do.
Because
It
then
don't have
how?
15 different
Because then
meanings.
how does language get communicated?
What does John mean? It got 15, 20 different meanings.
True,
Well,
true.
it came
It,
from
it's
joint.
it,
Come on, it evolved from a
yeah,
bunch of stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
sure,
Yeah,
sure,
right. That's how words
sure,
work. So
sure.
today, woke could mean, oh, I'm aware of the situation, and then tomorrow it can mean I'm doing these set of behaviors that the people that was calling themselves woke before, that's what they was doing. So now I'm doing those set of behaviors, which is DEI, intersectionality. Um, what's the other one? Uh, Whatever they're teaching in the schools. I can't remember the name of it right now. But it's those behaviors that calling it woke. So I'm saying those. Get rid of those. intersectionality, DEI,
I still don't see the problem with the
all
as
that.
a concept. I still don't. So we disagree on that still too. But
Okay,
okay,
it's
I hear you.
okay.
Those are your top three.
Yeah,
Those are your
get
top
rid
three.
of it.
I hear you. I hear you.
And
Okay.
destroying the Democratic Party in the in the
Well, they doing that themselves, bro.
along the
Hey,
way.
they doing that themselves, bro. Don't nobody need to destroy the Democratic Party. They doing a great job themselves. What Jay-Z said on that song, I was going to kill a couple rappers, but they did it to themselves. That's the Democrats, bro. Like it don't
Yeah,
take no Republican or nobody else to do it. I was going to destroy some Democrats, but they doing it to themselves. That boy talented as hell. Not only did they not only did they put up a brick into a building and it fell, like, like that's dumb. That whole verse
hey,
is literally the Democratic Party, bro. I'm hearing
all they got.
rumors now that Stephen A is ready to throw his hat in the race.
He
Like,
winning
come
in the
cut it out,
polls.
bro.
He winning. He
Cut
beating
it
everybody
out,
in the
bro.
polls. He up there with
Like,
Gavin Newsom.
cut it out, bro.
He might be a nominee, bro.
Come on, man. Like at that point, like, could you be any bigger of a joke? Could you be any bigger of a joke, man?
Who
Like,
else they
come
gonna
on,
run?
dog.
Who else would they run?
What do you mean? Who else would they run? All
They ain't
these, you
got
mean to tell me how
nobody.
to nah, anything ain't got nobody that y'all want to play games and y'all do what y'all want like whoever want to be the loudest mouth, go
But
ahead
they
and do it.
don't
And you think
have
that you could
nobody.
counter anybody.
Who they
Listen,
got?
listen, I don't have a list of Democratic names before me to tell
Nobody
you who
does.
they got. All I know is
AOC, Bernie Sanders, Gavin
AOC
Newsom.
never AOC never gonna
That's
do it.
it.
For sure, she never gonna do it. Uh, but just even the same people who every time you have these meetings, these council meetings, all you people want to get on the mic and complain about this and fight back about that and fight back about that. At some point, one of y'all got to actually step up and get this done. You
But
know what I'm
what are they trying
saying?
to get done? What are they trying to get done?
Well, that's a question in and of itself. But what I'm saying is, if so, because I forgot the young lady's name, but let's say you had
AOC?
a no, 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 no. Like I said,
Oh, okay.
I'm not even counting AOC because I know
Oh,
she'll
okay.
never run.
Well,
But there was a dark skinned young lady who I had watched,
oh,
kind of pushing
okay.
back against the dissolution of the Board of Education, right? So if education matters that much to you, and you know that somebody's platform is dissolving the Board of Education, that in itself is a platform to run on, right? So there had it again. If you're going to complain about everything and you're going to go ahead and fight everything, that in itself gives you a platform to run on because you're going counter to whatever it is. Truth be told, that's all you really need to do is have a
Mm.
platform counter to whatever that other person is opposing. You don't have to be the
No, man.
deepest. You don't have to be the deepest. You don't have to have it figured out. Clearly, you don't have to have things figured out. You don't.
That's
You just need to have platforms that people are willing to get behind and rally behind. That's really it. You
not
just need to have ideas that
only
people are willing to get behind and rally behind.
that's look, that's important, but that's not the only thing. See, the biggest problem is, especially with the Democrats, is all of them people got records. And they've been agreeing with the dumbest shit ever. They've been agreeing with I don't know what a woman is and
But
all
what
that.
is
So
what
all you
is
gotta do, huh?
what do you mean by records? What do you mean by that?
They got records. They got a past. They got a history
Oh,
of stances.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So they
But
gotta
that don't
stand
stop
on that.
anybody. That don't no, it don't
Bro,
because people change
listen.
their stances. Republicans
When
have done
you
it. Democrats have done it.
listen, when you on record saying you don't know what a woman is and you gotta stand on that,
No, you
you're
don't.
not winning nothing.
No, you
You
don't.
have to stand on that or admit you was lying.
You don't have to admit you was lying. You can say you due to further evaluation, you've changed your stance. Because as
On
you
what a woman is.
if you were at one point saying that you don't know what a clear definition of a woman is, and then you're like, you know what? I looked at it. I don't agree with that anymore. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you ain't
people are
going.
still
You Nah, you
You
iffy on that.
nah,
How you gonna get votes if you ain't even know what a woman was a few years ago? How you gonna know
because
something else?
what do you mean? How
This is
you gonna
why
know something
everybody
else?
you
Because
can't know
that
nothing if you don't
became
know what a woman is.
that became subjective once they started having those terms. Once
It
you
was
started having
never
terms, that
subjective,
became
bro.
subjective.
It was never
Listen,
subjective. So you didn't know what a
listen.
woman was a few years
Nah,
ago, but
you know you're not finna do that to me. You're not finna do that to me,
it
partner.
wasn't
You're
subjective
not finna do
though.
that to me. You're not finna do that to me, brother. No, sir.
Bro, it wasn't
No, sir.
subjective. This is what
No,
I'm
sir.
saying. They had
Not
to
finna
say
do
what
that
they
with
were
me.
saying. They had to say what they were saying, and they said it. And now that they said
No,
it, we
because
see
no,
it.
no, because
It's
of
on the
what you
record.
explained earlier. Because see, this is the problem, right? Which is exactly what I'm talking about earlier when we talk about words and
Go ahead.
definitions, right?
Right, go ahead.
Once
Yeah.
they change, then it can become subjective.
It didn't
Because then they
change,
started
bro.
explaining. Yeah, it did. It
No, it
did because
didn't, bro.
here comes the trend of saying that there could be a difference between a female and a woman. So that goes back to what we talked about
No,
earlier.
bro, no, man. Nah,
You can say no all you
that's a
want, but
reach.
it's not a
That's a
reach. It's
Stretch
literally what you was
Armstrong reach.
explaining. It's
That's a Space
literally
Jam
it's
reach.
literally the execution of what you just explained earlier
No, it's
about
not.
how words can change, the meanings can
Yeah.
change.
Okay, all right. Hold on a second.
That's
I'll
literally
give
what
you
you
this.
said.
All right, I'll give you this. That's what they tried to do. That's what they tried to do. I give you that. Can we meet there? Can we meet
So
there?
that all
That's
right,
what
it's
they tried.
fine,
They didn't
fine.
do it, but that's what they tried to do. Yeah, tried to make shit blurry. Like, I won't know what a woman is. A woman
So
is
this is what
whoever
I'm saying.
identifies as a woman.
Right. So if that's the
Nah,
case, then yes, then you have this whole situation because you're allowing for that to be a conversation. Then yes, it becomes subjective.
nah, bro. It don't. Nah, man. I
You
can't.
can
I'm
say
not
that if you
riding.
want, but going by your logic, it's room for the
That's not
discussion now.
going by logic.
Going by your
No.
logic of words and definitions, going by your
No.
logic of words and definitions,
They
that became a
tried to
thing.
change it. No,
They
it
didn't
did.
just
They
try,
tried to
they
make.
did. They didn't just
They was
try, they
look.
did.
Listen. The people that you saying should run for president. This is why they
Hmm.
can't because they was in the camp that attempted to blur the line between men and women. They tried to blur the line, and now they on tape looking stupid because everybody ain't go along with it. If everybody went along with it, then they just still be doing it and it'd be normal now. But they wasn't successful, so now they just look stupid. And how you gonna run with that on your record? You got
You
that on your
can.
jacket. It's over. That's why
You
when
can.
Donald
I
Trump had
disagree.
the one when he had the one video that said Kamala's for they them and Donald
Hmm.
Trump is for you, that shit was moving needles. Move the needle.
Sure did. Sure did.
That's right.
It sure did. It sure did.
Because
But but
people
if
not feeling
changing,
that they them
you
bullshit.
had whole parties change. Like the Democrats wasn't the Democrats and the Republicans wasn't the Republicans. So you're not
I
telling
don't know
me
about
that
that.
if the Democrats were basically the Republicans back in the days that you can't change stances and still run. You absolutely can. You just
That's
have
too
to have a
fundamental.
platform that people can get behind. That's
That's not
all.
like gay marriage or something. That's not like something you could just be like, well, I looked at the stuff and changed my mind. You can't say that. I didn't know what a woman was for a little bit.
you can
I thought men,
absolutely say
I
it.
thought men should play in women's sports, but now all of a
Yeah,
sudden I changed my mind.
yeah,
Nah,
you
because I
can. You
want to
can
run for
literally say
president.
that. It don't have to be
Ain't nobody's gonna believe that shit.
everybody lying. What do you mean believe?
Nobody's gonna
All these
believe that
people
shit.
are lying. So what do you mean
That's right.
believe? Yes, they will. They
Nobody
believe
gonna vote
whatever
for you
lies
when
is
you
put
say that.
forth. Yeah, they will. Yeah,
I
they
don't.
will.
I'm good.
You don't. You
I
don't.
don't.
But they will. People believe all kinds of lies.
If that was true, if that statement was true, Kamala would have won.
No, because
All the
that's not what
lies
she
she was letting
said.
out, all the lies.
Yeah,
Yes, it
she had
is.
some lies. She had some lies too, but she was also a she, and she had that going against her from jump.
Going against her. No way.
Yes, yes,
Man, and it
yes.
wasn't the fact that she couldn't form a sentence.
Donald Trump not
Wasn't
great
it?
at forming sentences, bro.
What? You crazy. How you figure that?
All right, bro. All right, bro.
He
All
say
right.
crazy stuff,
All
but
right.
he can
Not
form
just crazy
sentences.
stuff. Literally, he was sitting there trying to read something the other day and sounded like that boy in the back of the class that don't put his hand up on purpose. and got called on this particular day.
What?
He
I ain't
can't
see that
tell
one. I ain't
commas,
missed that one.
like he can't tell what commas is when he was trying to talk about what was it? Because he was using baseball as a metaphor.
Hmm.
I forgot what it was, but he was using baseball as a metaphor. The I want to say the Mets specifically as a team. I forgot what the exact conversation was about, but he was using them. Yeah, no, it literally sounded like somebody who didn't graduate. Like,
Right, right.
no, and it's not his first
Okay.
time. It's not his first time. Like, don't do that, bro. We're not gonna act like this
I ain't
dude
never
is
seen
a
him read.
laureate. Is like a
I'm talking about
poet
off the top.
laureate.
I'm talking about off the
Oh,
top.
because
I
he a
ain't
better
talking about.
freestyler than a writer. You gonna give him credit?
I don't know nothing about. I ain't seen what you saw on the writing. I'm talking about off the
Because
top. Off the
it's
top, Kamala crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. The passage of time and all that. Look up Kamala passage of time. You like, what the hell is she talking
listen.
about?
I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. I
What
heard
the
it,
hell is
bro.
she
Don't get
talking
me
about?
wrong. Don't get me
Okay, all
wrong.
right.
I didn't say that I feel that she's the most clear speaker or the most eloquent person either. But she would be far from the first person who ran for president who was not eloquent. The Bushes
Okay.
were not particularly
But
eloquent dudes, bro.
she's not eloquent. She's incompetent. So I don't see how she
Again,
gonna be doing that.
incompetence has not disqualified somebody from running. Like again, the
It
Bushes didn't
what?
strike you as highly intelligent people, did they?
Not highly intelligent, but
Did Junior strike you as a highly intelligent person?
nah, I'm gonna say nah.
That's what I'm saying.
But this
He
is
has
but
those moments where he sounds
I don't know if he
unintelligible.
was
Even
I don't
Bush
know if he
using
was
words like
incompetent.
bigly. Bigly doesn't sound like you know what you're talking about, bro.
Bigley is I like Bigley.
Come on, bro. All right, bro. All right, bro.
I like Bigley, yeah.
All right, bro. Come on,
We
man.
doing
Come
it
on.
bigly. We doing it bigly right now.
Come on, man.
These how new words get
Come
created.
on, bro. See, there you go. You moving the goalposts again, bro.
Hey, Lakers in five, man. Lakers in five. Bigly, Wrigley, Spindly, they get Lakers in five, man.
No, man. But like I said, man, it's something that could be done if they actually took their time, if they actually went to scout, if they actually cared about who they put out in front of the Democratic people. But they've laid on the fact that black people will vote Democrats simply because they think that that's all they can do. So they'll let
Yep,
anybody go try. They'll let anybody go ahead and run. So yeah,
that's what they gonna do until they not a party no more.
pretty much, pretty much. So.
Then we can all join the Libertarian Party and be happy. Or tear up that party. We might tear up the Libertarian Party. Shit, they already halfway tore up. We get in, we might tear it the rest of the way up.
Hey man, like I said, at this point, I've long not I've been very discontent with the Democratic Party, but I don't want to be too political. Um,
Right, right.
so that said, let's have a further exchange of ideas. I posted earlier this week a young lady who was discussing how she feels like girls need to dress in front of their parent, in front of a man. She was
Mm,
telling a story about how you know, her mom came with her dude to her crib. And she said, Mom, make him wait outside. I'm just walking around in, basically booty shorts. That's not the word she used, but she described them. Um, basically, she's just walking around in booty shorts and a small shirt. So she's like, let him stay outside for a couple of seconds. I'm going to go ahead and get right. Cool.
right.
And she said that, more women need to do that, especially when, you become a young adult woman, come of age. You need to dress appropriately. She don't even understand why you would not want to do so. Um, and while there were women in the comments who agreed, I can tell you there were quite a few women in the comments who were mad.
What?
What struck me even as worse is that there were dudes who backed it up. Now,
Mm,
I automatically think these is the Coochie Rangers. You know what I'm saying? The dudes who's
obviously.
gonna sit there and co-sign with the uber feminist women the
Mm-hmm.
wannabe Derek Jacksons of the world. Um,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? They in there, they the coochie wranglers, they in there to, yes, girl, and I'm with you. So, they start getting likes and stuff on their
Right.
page and slide up in girls' DM so they can slide up in something else later on down the road, whether it be
Right.
their
Right.
wallets or their drawers or both.
It must be
Um,
working to some extent. It has to.
surely, surely, not just to some extent, to
It
a
has
greater
to.
extent that makes sense. To a
Right.
greater
It has
extent that
to.
makes sense. Like
Because we would
that
have
that
abandoned the strategy if it wasn't working.
I say that all
Eventually,
the time when
abandoned
it
the
comes.
strategy.
Bro, I say that all the time when it comes to us and women be like, yo, why do y'all do such and such? And I say, because it works on
Because
y'all.
it works. That's it.
Speak, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the chat. We up a little late.
Welcome
We
up.
won't be up here too long, but welcome to the chat, bro.
We got 2 more
Um,
hours in it.
uh, we was just breaching a subject as far as, the concept of women, the way women dress when a dude who don't live there come into the building. Um, I've even heard of situations where girls fell out because of that. You know what I mean? I'm coming over your house,
Mm,
I'm bringing my man with me, and you want to walk around with your booty cheeks out, and then you want to come hug my man. Like,
mm, mm-mm.
nah, sis, nah. What we doing? Hit it with the forearm. You know what I mean? Hey,
Mm.
where you think you're going? Go back in that room. Go back in that room. Go back in that room and,
Wait,
and
wait. How you
change. Why
going?
would you even play like that? Why
How
would you
you
even
going?
play like that?
But how you gonna
So then
tell
there goes
somebody to
the
go back in
question.
their own room?
So then there goes the question, right? So that's another part of this, right? That's another part of this
Right.
conversation that comes into play. So like I said, just starting from the basis of what's considered decent and what's not,
Okay.
versus this is my space. I get to dress how I want. Because it's
Okay.
obvious that if you in somebody else's space, you have to dress accordingly, right? Like if you a guest in
Right.
my space, you can't walk around in your booty shorts, thong bikini, you
Right.
know, skin tight gear because you're in my space. So you have to play by my rules. Like that's a given. Whether I
Right.
got a man, whether as a woman I got a man here or not,
Right.
you got to dress to what I think is appropriate. But in your space where you're typically comfortable and what
Mm-hmm.
you say goes, that's where the question really is. Like,
Is it? It's a
is
question.
she wrong? But apparently, according to the women in the chat, apparently it is indeed a question because they were.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they were upset, bro.
All right. So
They
I see
was
it
some of
too.
them were livid.
I see it too. I see it, but I agree with both. All right.
Talk to
So
me.
you can wear. It's your space. You can wear whatever you want to wear, right? Because it's your
Right.
space. You can do what you want. It's your house, your castle, right? You can do what you want. If I don't like it, I just have to leave. But then you got the social norms of it. And if you're being inappropriate on the social norms, then you out of pocket socially. But you
Mm,
still within your rights of being in your house. You're
okay.
gonna have
I
to
see what you're
choose
saying.
one. You're gonna have to choose one. So I told some girl that she posted one of them too, right? So I told her like, cause she posted it with the caption like, "Oh, you tripping? Like, I wear what I want. It's my house, right?" So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, if your friend is, you should know your friends. Like, you know if she gonna be like that,
Right. That's
then
true.
if you good with it, then go ahead over. But don't be surprised if your man start talking about threesomes and all that type shit later on. And if you're not good with it, don't go. That's it.
Okay, so you brought up a concept that me and Mish frequently refer to here as KYP, know your personnel.
That's right. Know your
So
personnel.
you bringing that up as a concept as your friend, is Miss Loose Booty, and she like to
Right.
let her shit shake around the house. You got the nudist friend. Why are you bringing your man over
Right.
to the nudist friend, Miss Loose Booty? Miss Let It All Hang Out when she at the crib house.
Unless you talk to her
Okay.
first.
yeah. You, I mean, so
and say, nah, don't wear some damn clothes. We coming over.
so you
That's
think she
different.
should have to tell her that? So I get that's where the question lies. You think she should really have to tell her that?
You should be on the same page. If you're not on the same page, you get what you get.
That's crazy that people don't automatically jump on that page, but you do got a point. You
Yeah,
do
you
got a
get what
point.
you get. That's what
You do got a
KYP,
point.
man. Know your
Know your
personnel.
personnel. Yeah,
Know
yeah,
your
yeah,
personnel. Yeah.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. That's why certain girls' houses, I just would never go. Yeah,
There you go.
you my girl's home girl, but I know how you are. I ain't finna pull up there. Nah, yeah, no. Mm-mm.
There you go.
Okay, you walk such and such to her car. Ah, my knee hurt today.
Damn, you can't walk
Can't
nobody
do
to
it.
the car.
Listen, man. Listen. Sometimes I'm gonna look dead into this camera. Sometimes us brothers know that our homegirl, that our woman, girlfriend, wife, whatever, that they homegirl is a whore. Like that she's
Oh,
not
okay, okay.
she's
Right.
not who they see her as. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
They see her as this, beautiful person, this loving person, somebody they trust, and we know better. We know
okay.
better. So ain't finna be no, you try something stupid or you say something stupid, I shoot you down. Next thing you know, you in my woman ear telling her I said this or I did that. Now I got
Oh no.
complications because you sitting
Right.
there trying to sow the seed because I wouldn't go ahead and be nasty with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't want to play them games that you wanted to play. So
Okay.
yeah, like and sometimes for some odd reason, the woman that you picked, her discernment ain't on point as far as that homegirl or whatever. So she don't see it coming.
Right.
And but you as dude, if you see that that's the slaughter, you can't be sitting there like, I mean, you can't tell her who to be friends with. You could kind of put it in the air, like you don't know that she do so forth and so on. But if she don't want to hear it and she's still gonna
Mm,
be friends with her, then you got to make the
I fall
executive
back.
decision to yeah,
Fall
yeah,
back.
no,
Yeah.
oh yeah, she's coming over tonight. A word? What time? Around 7. Yeah, I gotta go hoop at 7. I gotta go pull weeds at my man's house at 7. Yeah, my mom will go call me at 7 and I'm gonna go over there at 7.
Okay.
Like, and oh, you'll never want to be around my friend. No, I don't. I don't like your friend. I don't trust your friend. I don't feel comfortable around your friend. So if you want to
Damn,
have
that's
that part of
vicious.
the conversation, if you want to have that part of the conversation, then it is what it is. I ain't finna lie to you. I ain't finna lie to you.
Right.
I think your friend is a nasty two-bit slower. And she not going
Mm,
to have no boundaries. So do you want to wait till she does something out of pocket that you have to sock her in the mouth for, or you rather I just go ahead and duck her whole situation? You know what I mean?
mm,
Uh I've had female friends of my lady who never an issue. They can ask for damn near anything. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? They do super solid by my lady. They really respectful with me. So if we around each other, they under the wing like Chinese rice. I got them. Ain't even got extra stuff 9 times out of 10.
okay.
But you know what I mean? Some of these other females,
Right.
you know, I don't even really like the way you treat my lady for real. So
Mm.
nah, she can make it to the car by herself. She tough. You tough, right?
Tough, right? Men and women are equal, right?
You
We
tough,
equal.
right? You can do it. You hear me? You think a man can do, you can do, right? All right.
Damn. I wouldn't even disrespect you by walking into your car.
What do you need my help for? You never needed a nigga, right? I know, I know, I know.
Damn.
I know. You probably strapped, right? Yeah,
Not Miss
yeah.
Independent.
Mister, you's a strong black woman.
Strong. Oh man,
Trust
that's
me.
bad.
Your aura, they ain't not gonna mess with you. They gonna realize that you you up here and they down here and they just gonna keep walking. You good, sis. Let your light shine. Let your light shine.
Man.
The darkness won't come nowhere near it. Yeah, nah,
Okay, I
bro.
feel you. I feel you.
So yeah, I understand though your personnel actually. That adds a very interesting wrinkle to this conversation because, like I said, like I feel like, yeah, there's certain things that shouldn't have to be said. Like honestly, even if it's shoe on the other foot. Like if my boy is like, yo, I'm sure, I heard you're gonna be in the neighborhood, pull through. Oh, I'm gonna have my lady with me, bro. No, go ahead. She could come through too. All right, cool. You sure? Yeah, no, no, no. I'm just trying to, kick it, have some company while, you know what I mean, I throw this food, you know what I mean, while I throw this food on the stove, you know what I mean? You trying to eat such and such? Yeah, sure, sure, sure. All right, cool. I just don't feel like, you know what I mean, eating alone tonight, bro. I appreciate you. And I come there and you got the workout drawers on.
Right, right.
Like,
Come out with a towel on and shit.
you
Like,
sweating.
yo,
I
what?
mean, you just, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Like you
hey,
just
bro.
came from the gym. You feel me? You just came from the gym, you know what I mean? All glistening and stuff. Yeah, bro, like you just did your
Listen,
jog around the block before I got here?
right,
Really?
right.
Really? Yeah, I'm about to hit the
Now hug
shower
your
right
lady.
quick. The
Now hug her
lasagna in
with a
the oven.
towel.
The lasagna in the oven. I'm about to go hit the shower right quick, bro. I'll beat you the fuck up, bro.
Right, right.
Stop playing with me, nigga. Don't even
Hey,
play with
what's
me
going
like that,
on?
dog.
Like,
Don't even
I
play
say
with
it's a
me like
prank.
that.
Is this a prank? Is this a
Don't
prank?
even play with
Like,
me like that. I'm telling
where
her, go back to the car. Yeah, in fact,
the
I'm gonna just hand her
cameras
the
at?
keys. Shit, you about to get beat up on camera. You better say something real quick.
It's a prank. It's a prank.
That's what I'm saying. You better do like the prank people be. It's a
It's a
prank. It's a
prank.
prank, girl. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Don't give a
I'm still.
don't give a
I'm
fuck.
still. I'm gonna still
You
smack
gonna
the shit out you, know.
you gonna get at least get one. Yeah, at least gonna get
Yeah,
one,
me. I gotta get the one because you should have known I wasn't the guy to prank like that. You know what I mean? But like knowing your personnel does matter. But yeah, like I do feel like, come on, man. Not even just from a societal, no, just from a decency basis. Like, keep it real. Would you really shoe on the other foot, be comfortable with somebody half naked in front of your significant other? You probably wouldn't. I don't
no,
know too
nobody
many
would.
people who, unless it's in a sexual context, you know what I'm saying, would be comfortable with that.
Maybe they just freaks like that, man. I don't know. Maybe they
That's what I'm,
play it.
but that's what I'm saying. You at that point, then you got to acknowledge there's a sexual context there. You
Okay.
can't just talk about comfort no more. Well, like, oh, this is just the way I'm most comfortable, and it's in my home, so I should be allowed to be as comfortable as I want. Nah, you doing something to me that you would be upset if I did to you. If you don't like it for you, why would you play in my face like that? Because no matter who did it to you, you would have that problem. It's not just like, oh well, yeah, other of my friends could do it, but not Rick can't. Nah, if
See, the
Marcus
only
came
way.
and had his gat out, you know, or had the print showing when your lady was there, you'd be mad. If Reese did it, you'd be mad. If Scheme did it, you'd be mad. Oh, I could go down and list the name of friends, and if they did it, you'd be mad. So then, why would you ever do it to on our watch, on any of our watch? Because clearly, you think it's fundamentally wrong.
See, the only reason, the only way I would take it personal like that is if they already knew it was wrong. Like if y'all was already on the same page, or I felt like we was on the same page, and then I showed up and was like, "What the hell?" But if it's somebody that's already like that, you can't be surprised about. You know, some people walk around in their drawers or walk around naked. They do it.
I know they
If
do.
you subject yourself to that, then that's on you. You ate that.
I know
But
they
if
do. But I also know that these people know other people who's on that type time. And they would not be cool with that person just being like, well, I be around here butt naked. So if you brought your significant other, then they finna see something. You wouldn't be cool with that.
yeah, I
That's the
wouldn't
part
bring
where,
them.
like I said, that goes beyond societal norms, right? Because there's a societal norm part, and then there's the part where why would you do that to somebody if you think it's wrong? If you think it's wrong when it's done to you, why would you do it? I
Okay,
shouldn't have to tell you if you already think it's wrong. Now, if you don't
right.
think it's wrong, because there's some people who just flat out,
That's what I'm
hey
saying. People
man,
that just that's do just like that.
I'm grounding out here, I'm just
I'm free
grounding.
spirit. I'm a
I'm
free
free
spirit.
spirit. Right. And that's your situation. Perfect example. In that situation, like you said, you got a KYP, you got to know your personnel. You know this is Groovy Q. And when you go over
Right.
Groovy Q house, He got beads on. He got his locks flowing,
Right. He got
and
his
he not
sisters
finna put
playing,
on. You know what I'm saying?
and it's over.
And he gonna greet you as brother and sister when you get to the door. And
King and
whatever he
queen.
got on is whatever he got on. King and queen, and whatever he got
Yeah.
on is whatever he got on. And he tell
Right.
y'all take y'all shit off.
Right.
Don't
Y'all wear
tell him
them
put something
European
on.
clothes.
Y'all
Right.
don't tell me go put clothes on. You go ahead and get free like me. Stop being restricted, brother.
Who told you you was naked, brother? Who told you
Who
you
told
was
you
naked?
that you was naked? That's the problem. You ate from the wrong tree, brother. I'm going back to Eden.
You've been
so
hanging
yeah,
with the devil.
so yeah, like that. That's why I said that was an interesting wrinkle that you added because it's real. Like some people, you really do know that's how they be. You know that's how they
Right.
be,
Right.
and
Right.
that they, and that it cuts the same way for them. Like so, yeah. At that case, at that point, you really should just avoid it altogether. You really should just avoid it altogether. Um, but yeah, I think that's an important conversation that shouldn't need to be had. Like by and large, like I said, outside of those people who we just know, like that's their gig, that's their twist. Like I think
Right.
that too often you had these conversations. Like I know sisters who fell out because they was living there, one of them had a dude and the other one was running to the shower butt naked.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And she'd be like, "Oh, well, my room is closest to the shower. I was just in and out. I didn't know he was still here." And it's like you couldn't have just hollered out, "Yo, stay in your room right quick. I'm about to run to the shower."
Right. I'm not decent.
I'm not. Come on, man. That's all it took. That's all it took. You know what I mean? A little
I'm
heads
trying to.
up. Little
I'm
heads
trying to.
up. But no, no, no. I know two sisters that knuckled up behind that because
Damn.
she actually, according to her story, she full on crashed into the homie coming out the room and she was butt naked. Yeah. So it's her room far right,
Right.
sister room far left,
Okay.
bathroom closest to the sister room. But then they have they little, there's a room with a door that connects to her room that's on the far right. But they keep, they stuff in there, the bath towels, the wash rags,
Mm.
the extra body wash or whatever, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So homie was going in there, getting whatever inventory he needed, and she was running in there with the thought of doing the same. So he opened the door and they
Pain. And that's how she got pregnant.
the pregnant. That's how she entered the pregnant zone.
That's how she ended it. That's where they crashed at, in the pregnant zone. You just described the pregnant zone with your extra shower gel. That's your pregnant zone.
Extra shower gel is crazy. Extra shower gel is crazy. Oh man. But yeah, and it wasn't like the cartoons or the TV shows where they bump into each other and they both fall separate ways. It was like she
Right.
ended up like low key tackling man. So he just sitting there
Oh, hold
like,
on, hold on. He got ran over.
yeah, he
I,
did. He
but
did
how he
because he
get
got
caught?
blindsided. He got blindsided.
Nah, I
He
don't
got
care, yo.
blindsided. So,
You lose
yeah, I
points for
mean,
that, man.
what you say? Because
You lose points.
he should have stood tall.
Yeah, he wasn't sturdy. He
He
wasn't
wasn't.
sturdy
He
enough.
wasn't. He wasn't.
He
He
was
wasn't.
slack. He was
He
lacking.
wasn't. He was lacking. Exactly. He was
And what if
lacking. He
that
thought
was
it
a
was sweet. What if that
what
was
if
an
that was an
intruder, right?
intruder?
Exactly. He'd have been
Exactly.
dead. He'd have been dead meat. He'd have been dead
he
meat.
ain't, he ain't had no base. He had a weak base.
Had a weak
He had a
base.
weak base, man. He
Had a
was
weak base is
his
crazy.
center of gravity was all the way off.
Bad business. Bad business. Bad business. Bad business. That's
Dang.
hilarious. But yeah, they ended up rumbling behind that because when she went to go confront the sister about it, the sister took umbrage, like, you act like I was trying to fuck him. Like, it was an accident. And she's like, yo, I told you before. He worked at such and such time. If you haven't seen me and spoke to me and I say he's not here, just assume he's here. He pays rent,
Dang.
he buy food, he fix stuff that's broken. You know he lives here. It's not like one of them situations where it's like, oh well, he only show up here on, Tuesday nights and Friday mornings.
Okay, he let it.
He lives here.
Dang.
Yes, his hours are not the exact same as ours because of his job, but like, come on with the whole I thought he wasn't here shit.
Yeah, you gotta do
All
better.
they'll take
That's
is a
better.
little, yo, is it clear?
Yeah.
And then go ahead and do what you got to do. And I don't know why you keep forgetting the towel anyway. I feel like you've forgotten the towel more than you ever have in your life.
She was running to get the towel from the pregnant zone.
And apparently that's what set the
And that's
sister
what
off.
happened.
So apparently that's what set the sister off because she was like, yeah, all the basically saying that like, we done grew up with each other for years, and this is not like, oh, you've been doing this since you was 10. All of a sudden
Mm.
we move in together. I got this dude here, and now all of a sudden you can't remember your towel.
Oh, see, that's different.
So she took that as accusation. That's how she took it, and she just popped off like, "You think I'm trying to?"
Dang.
And then
Socked
they
her
were
while she was
just
naked.
rumbling. Well, no. The conversation happened after. The conversation happened after. They had
I'm just
clothes
trying
on.
to
They had
visualize the
clothes on.
situation. That's
They had
all.
clothes on.
Trying to visualize
That'd
the
have been crazy.
situation.
That'd have been crazy to fight right there on the spot, though. That'd have been crazy to fight right there on the spot. Main man got to sit there and just. I'm just trying to get in the shower and get to work, man. Y'all niggas tripping. I'm in the shower right now.
Nah.
Y'all do what y'all do. That's between y'all.
No fighting in the pregnant zone, man. No fighting
No
allowed
fighting in the
in the
pregnant
pregnant
zone
zone.
is crazy.
Nah,
'Cause I ain't gonna lie. Breaking up a fight between sisters is not the best thing for a dude to do all the time. It go real
right.
bad, especially if she got other brothers. That could go bad for you. You better have some hands
Yeah.
if you're breaking that up. Um,
Hmm.
Otherwise, just let it happen, and just grab your girl out of there if she start getting whooped on. Just pull her. That's enough. This is okay, baby. It's over. It's over. But yeah, KYP is big. KYP is big. You gotta know your personnel. But also, people stop doing shit to other people that you wouldn't like done to you. Like,
That's
I
right.
get it, it's your place. But if you went over somebody else's place and you be mad if the table was turned on you, don't do the shit. Put on clothes. They bringing the folks through. They bringing the folks through. Um, but like you said, I didn't even think it was something that took that much deep thought of
Mm.
a conversation. But like, man, girls was in the chat going crazy. Oh, well, so basically what you're saying is that being around another man, you shouldn't feel comfortable. God. And it's like, that's not what she said.
No, you
She
shouldn't be
said
comfortable with
that
your ass out. That's it.
like,
That's
why do
it.
you even,
Common
she
sense.
literally said it. Why is that something you even want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like me
Because
personally,
you
I'm
can.
not trying to walk around with my piece out or my print showing around anybody but the woman I'm having sex with, bro. Like I don't understand. I don't even like
That's a good
unless
thing.
I'm already having sex with her or I intend to have sex with her. I'm not walking around like that around no woman, bro. It don't make sense. It just don't make sense.
No,
It,
don't.
it, Put on the shorts and put on a raggedy tee or something, or at least a beater. At least throw a beater on. You know what I mean, uh, like I said, it don't make sense for either gender. But like I said, you had the simp brigade coming there and was like, no, you need to tell men to have more self control, and that's the problem with men now. And it's like, oh my god, nigga, like cut it out, bro. Cut it
Okay.
out.
All right.
I hate y'all. Um, so let's move on to the other thing. And it's almost 11:30, so we could kind of we'll breach this, and then I'm gonna kind of bring it back up next week when we got more people in the chat to see how they feel about it.
Okay. Okay.
Um, what was the other joint I had? No, no, I'm gonna
Uh,
skip that because that's actually a deep, and I don't necessarily pause. I
I'm
don't
about
think
to
that
say that is.
5 minute conversation is
Nah,
is
that's
is
real.
going. Yeah, that's too raw. That's too raw. So what was the other one?
Yeah.
Okay, here's something simple. Here's something simple that we close out the night with. So I've seen a bunch of posts throughout the years where it's like, would you let your girl wear this out, so forth and so on, so forth
Mm,
and so on. And then now the thing is about girls' trips. Um,
hmm
a dude was like, if a woman is in a relationship or if she's married, she has no business going on a girls' trip. They
I
be
heard, I saw that.
if you a real man, you wouldn't let your girl go on those girls trips. Bro, I used to be single and I seen girls on them girls trips and they be fucking. And I know that because I be fucking. Like, so what's
Okay.
what's what's your opinion? What's your opinion of women in relationships going on girls trips and the dudes being perfectly cool with it? Should they be perfectly
Mm,
cool with it or should they not? Let's go with that too.
mm. In a relationship or married?
We talking about committed serious relationship. So we're talking about a relationship that's either working towards marriage or marriage. We're talking about
Okay.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, if you married, nah, you ain't going on no single girls trip. Especially,
What if they not single? What if they all married as well?
hmm, what's the context? What's the trip about? Is with the church?
They just no. Is it with the church?
With the
The
I
church
had a
retreat?
situation like that. I had a
The church
situation like that.
retreat.
I was cool with the church retreat. Halfway cool with the church retreat. Halfway cool with the church retreat.
Man,
But
I hear that.
no, with single chicks, nah, you don't need to be going nowhere with single chicks. What you doing with all these single chicks? Not if you're married.
Speak on that. Speak on that part. Speak on that.
If you married, I feel like you should have married friends. Go out and do married shit. Not out here doing single. If you doing single shit, you want to be single. That's how I look at it.
But what if they're so? Let's get a little deeper into that. What defines single shit? Let's talk about that. Let's chop that all the way up.
Single shit, clubs, shit the single chicks do. You going out with the
Listen,
single chicks?
my
They
chick
doing
ain't been
single
single in a
shit.
while, so that's why I said I wanna go ahead and make sure we clarify because if we're gonna have this conversation, somebody's gonna see this and try to litigate what is and what isn't single shit. So I want to make sure we speak on single girl shit. Like we clear the air, we make this airtight conversation. Like
Club, clubs,
so, clubs,
bars,
boom, bars, boom.
places where the single chicks trying to meet people. You don't even
That's
got
a
no
great
business out there
answer.
doing them. You
That's
ain't
a
got no business
great
out there
answer.
with people trying to meet people. If you ain't
That's
trying
a
to meet
great
nobody.
answer. That is a great answer, Myron. Places where single chicks go to meet people. That is a
All
great
right.
answer. I like that. I like that. I like that.
That's
I
it.
like that. That's a really good definition not to fight with, not to tussle against, that you can't win against.
Right. Like I said, if you're
I
going
like
out with the
that.
church or you going out to the spa, maybe the spa,
Yeah.
maybe the spa. But nah, the chicks, you don't need to be with no chicks you need to be with people that's headed in your direction. Men too. You don't need to be out with single men doing single men shit. It's not just one way. You know what I'm
Well, for
saying? You don't need to
sure.
be out there in the clubs
Well,
and
for sure. For sure.
in the bars and all that. You ain't gonna find nobody. All your friends trying to meet somebody, and what you just sitting there, that don't even look right as a married person, in my opinion.
I feel that. I feel that. Okay. Okay. Um, so yeah, I think again, I think it's a KYP situation.
Hmm
Um, depending on who my girl's friends are. That definitely, like, I don't care. I don't care if she married or not. Depending on who it is in the camp that's going, I'm not going to be cool with it. Now, again, I can't make you not go. I can't force you. You're grown. You're adult. But like, just know that when you come back, yeah, it's going to be some static. Like, don't expect that when you come back, it's gonna be, hey baby, I couldn't wait to see you. I hope you had so much fun. No, I don't hope you had a whole bunch of fun because having fun with that bitch could be anything. Like, no, no, I don't.
hmm
No, I hope you read your Bible. Like, I hope you studied. I hope you studied for your
Right.
next exam. I hope you was out there doing crunches. I hope you had to go to sleep
Right.
early because you was tired from the gym. Like, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? But honestly, 100%. Like, I'm not the guy that's gonna get you about girls trips. My only question is usually about what you're doing, where you're going, as far as like the destination. Because one, yeah, depending on where you're going, I'm not gonna want you to go if I think it's a safety issue first and foremost. Um,
Exactly.
that's first and foremost. Certain trips I'm not gonna want you to take um, because of the safety issue. People can say whatever they want. Y'all a group full of women and not one man amongst y'all. Y'all chances of survival and victory is not as great as y'all would like to think. Um, which I don't want to get too much into the choosing the bear conversation. But if y'all the same kind of women who would choose a bear over a man, then I have no idea why you think a group full of women is ironclad safe. Going to these places that y'all ain't got no business being. Like that doesn't make any kind of fucking sense at all. If you think you're safer with your girlfriends out in Cancun than you are with a man in the woods, sis, like, is this thing on? Like,
Crazy.
but so yeah, safety issues is my first concern if you're gonna go on these girls trips. And then the KYP, like I said, if you got that home girl that I don't trust and I don't like as a friend for you, especially if you got the snake home girl, no, I really don't want you to go. You're gonna have to find some money that's not out of our account to go with. Like,
There you go.
if you got some money tucked away and you want to spend that money for that, then that's what you do. But just know you do not have
Mm.
my blessing. I'm not dropping you off. They're gonna have to come get you.
I'm not dropping you off.
Literally, I'm not participating in the activity whatsoever. I'm 100% against it, and I'm going to stand against it.
Standing
Like
on it.
standing on it. Like don't try to get some before you leave. Like no, like no, I'm not making you breakfast the morning you leave. None of that. Get you something on the way with because I will voice it. It's not like it's gonna be unspoken. I'm gonna tell you like yo, that's that girlfriend going backdoor one of y'all on this situation. Or you got the grumpy ass single girlfriend.
Mm.
The rest of y'all either married or in relationships. You got grumpy McFrumpy with you, and she's going to ruin this trip for y'all, and somebody going to end up arguing. I don't even know why you going if she going, but you're going to go anyway. Just know
There
I
you
don't
go.
want to hear them stories when you come back. I do not give a shit. Let me tell you how.
Man,
Let me stop you right
straight like
there.
that.
Let me stop you right there before you tell me this dumbass story that I already knew was coming.
You gonna hear the story anyway, though.
Shit.
You gonna hear the
Shit.
story
Like hell
eventually.
if I am. Like hell if I am.
You gonna hear
Like
that
hell
damn
if I
story.
am. You just gonna go ahead and be mad every time I start walking out the room. Every
20
time I
minutes from
throw
now.
my headphones on. You just gonna have to be mad. Like you're really not going. Yes, I'm really not gonna listen to this. I'm really not gonna listen to this.
Mm.
I'm not gonna waste my time. I guarantee you, there's something better for me to be doing than sitting here listening to this stupid shit that you could have avoided. Absolutely.
Dang.
You over there just cleaning shoes
Cleaning shoes.
with my headphones on.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. The shoes are too loud.
Sorry.
Like, bro, I just won't participate in it. So, like I said, I'm not so much worried about the concept that boys like, oh, well, if your girl is on this trip and she's out here, guarantee she's fucking. I mean, some people, wives, yes, that's true. Guarantee she gonna
Not
fuck
to say
somebody while
that.
she out there. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
not
So,
even to say that though,
and,
but
and
what it look like.
sometimes, and sometimes, you ain't got to worry about her going out there fucking guys because it's the girl she's on the trip with. She gonna be fucking. Um,
Right. Oh,
like if we gonna keep it 1,000, that's why
okay.
like if we gonna keep it all the way 1,000, like you
Mm.
you gotta know if you gotta buy a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Or if you got the girlfriend that like to kiss other girls when she gets saucy. Then yeah, you probably don't want to go on this girl's trip because
Yeah.
she they gonna be coochie bumping. Like it's gonna be some scissors. It's gonna be
But
scissors,
yeah,
no rock, no paper.
whatever, no rock. No. Wow. But no, I was saying like not even just worrying about if they gonna cheat, but what it just look like. Like say if I go out with my single homies and we go to the DR,
Mhm.
like we go to the Dominican Republic for a week. No, that look crazy.
For a
I'm
week is
mad.
crazy. For a week is
I mean,
crazy.
where you going for, to the
I don't
DR? How
know,
long you
man.
stay for? 5 days, 7 days, 5 days? What?
I don't know. I ain't been, but you. I see what you're
I'm
saying.
saying though, what you
I
gonna
see what you're
do?
saying.
Like, how does that look? You know somebody doing something crazy down there. Like,
But I guess I don't really care about how
there's
it
stuff
look.
going
Is
on. Like,
I don't really
you don't
care
care
about
how
how
it
it
look.
look. I don't. I don't care about how it look. As long as you keep it player, like I trust you. I know how you rock. I don't care that, I mean, like I said, as long as it's not something that's gonna infringe on what you got going on. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if y'all get an Airbnb and y'all all get your own rooms and you got the girl out there who's gonna be fucking, like, all right, it's not my concern. That's
right.
that's not really my concern. Let her go ahead and get her back blown out and cheat on her man or whatever she doing. That's her business. I ain't gotta worry about it. But if it's a situation where y'all all gonna be in a space and there's not enough separation and that same girl is going on that trip, yeah, I got a problem. Again, I'm not worried about what you gonna do. I'm worried about one of your homegirls' messes getting poured on you.
Situations, right?
You know what I'm
Situations.
saying? Yeah, like,
Yeah,
the super drunk homegirl. No, I don't want you going on girls trip with her because she gonna get y'all in a gym again.
right. But ain't
She
no
do it
fun
here in the
without her.
States. She
Ain't
do
no
it here
fun
in the
without
States.
that one. Ain't no
Yeah, all
fun without
right.
that one, bro.
All right. Yeah,
She's
listen, bro.
the fun one. She's
Listen,
the
bro.
fun one. That's why she's still around. She's the fun one.
I guess so. You got a good point. I guess so in that situation. I mean,
That's why she
fortunately,
around. They all got the same. They all got the same roles, different roles. They got the freak. They got the drunk. They got all the same group of chicks. They all
you
come
got
in
you got the
packs.
you got the fridge guard and the snacks. Yeah, I get it. I
You
get
got
it.
the quiet one.
You got
You got the
the
quiet but
religious one.
crazy one. The
Yeah.
religious one. Yeah,
Yeah.
but really undercover freak. You got a
You
bunch
got the
of them.
and you got the
They all got
judgmental one. And you got
stereotypes.
the judgmental one.
And a judgmental one. And then you got the mother. You got the mother of the
Yeah,
group.
yup, yup, yup. And
Yeah.
that's the role I never want my woman playing. That's the rule I never want my
Yeah.
woman playing. So like that definitely goes back to KYP. Because if I
Right.
know your group and you have to be the mother of this group, I absolutely don't want you going on this trip. Because you're center stage in my mind because the danger you're gonna be out there trying to get them out of. You're gonna
Right.
take on
Everything
responsibilities that I
revolves
don't think you
around
should
getting them.
have.
Right.
Yes, yes. I don't want that for no I don't want that for none of my women. No woman that I'm attached to in any way, shape, or form. I don't want that for my mother. I don't want that for my
Right.
sister, my nieces, none of that. Like I would tell them, don't go on that trip. If you got to be the mother of the squad, don't go. Don't go. If you can't go and have fun and relax and do all that stuff that everybody else is doing, don't go.
Then
Don't
you
go.
got they gotta pick a different role. They gotta be the crazy one. They gotta be the drunk one. Which
Nah,
one
you
you
ain't
want them
gotta
to be?
be. You ain't gotta
Which
be the
one you
crazy one. You ain't
ain't
gotta be
no
the crazy
normal
one. You
one.
gotta pick better.
Ain't
You
no
gotta pick
normal
better
one.
friends. You gotta pick better friends.
Nah,
You gotta pick better
well,
friends.
they just
Pick friends with something to
all
lose.
listen,
Pick friends with something to lose.
that's like
Just
saying
like
pick a
just like with me,
basketball
dude.
team. But listen, hold
Yeah,
on.
pick a better. Yes,
But what
yes. Pick a team
position
that's
or what
interested in the
position
chip.
you gonna play?
Hey man, we
It's
in the age
only
of
five.
positionless basketball. We in the age of positionless basketball right now. Seven two
No,
seven
no,
two
no,
center
no.
shooting threes, brother. Seven
No,
two
no,
center
no.
shooting threes and point guards dunking
Listen.
windmills, brother. We in positionless basketball.
Okay.
Everybody can
Nah,
take
we
a
ain't.
role. Everybody
What
can take a
position you
role.
gonna play? There's only five
Listen,
positions. Which
listen.
position you gonna play?
Listen, we in positionless basketball, all right? Everybody's gonna get listed under what seemingly fits them best, but they skill set should be across the board.
Nah, they like
That's
it's
that's
like
that's the friendship group I like. Like literally, like my friendship group, like the brothers I just went out of
that's
town with. That's
men.
exactly how we
That's the
set up.
same.
Men and women are not the same, but I will say that I do know some female friend groups that operate in that vein. Not
No, no,
again,
no,
they're not exactly like us,
no,
but
no,
they
no.
operate in the vein of anybody can step up when necessary.
Now
Anybody can
see, that's
step up when
different.
necessary.
No, no,
So
no.
you have the one that tends to be the mother type every trip, for sure. For sure. You have the one that tends to be the mother
Well,
trip every time.
okay.
But you don't necessarily, but this group doesn't have the drunk friend. This group
Okay.
has the I want to do all the touristy thing instead of the
All
drunk
right.
friend.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of the whore, this one has the overly religious one. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the
That
that same
not
rule.
that she's not
It's the
the
same rule. It's the same. No, no, no. It's the
you out of
same rule.
pocket. You out
In
of pocket.
disguise.
You out of
No,
pocket.
let me tell you. Look, men and
You
women,
out of pocket, bro.
our friend circles are different. All right. See, men, you can have five normal men be friends, but it takes five chicks to come together to make a normal person. They like Captain Planet. They like
I be
Captain Planet.
Voltron.
Yeah. They like Voltron. Yeah, you got the crazy one, the drunk
That's
one, the mother,
crazy.
and then they say our powers combined, we
To
one
make one
normal
whole
chick.
woman.
One one normal
That's
chick out there.
crazy. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy,
They
bro.
got their little ring.
He's
Our powers combined.
that's crazy. He said it takes five to make one normal chick. That's wild. That's wild. Nah, like I said, man, I've seen groups where you have it like, you know what I mean, where they operate pretty solid,
Right, right.
and where they shift it depending on who's coming, right? Like I said, they
Hmm.
know that this is only a couple of us gonna go on the trip with the free John because we know what she gonna be doing, and we down with it. We support it,
Right. Okay.
and we down with it. So certain girls will drop off because it's like, yeah, nah, I'm cool.
Right.
Even though he's gonna be coming out of your room at the Airbnb, I don't want to be on a trip where any man is coming out of these rooms. So I'm not gonna go. And that's the most important part is discernment. Discernment, man. Like that's what's
Yeah.
really going to affect whether or not this girl trip get out of hand. Is if your woman got solid discernment and she moves within it. Because if she sit there thinking that she gonna be the mother to the wild John, she gonna have a long fucking trip. What you say, 5 days out in DR? It's gonna be a long ass five
Yeah.
days and 4 nights. Because at some point it's gonna be where Teresa at?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God. She gonna have them feeling like they in the hangover.
Hangover. Right. Hangover.
Nah, bro. Nah. I don't want no woman, like I said, I don't want no woman I'm attached to being in that type of situation. But nonetheless, I know women who have.
Mm.
I've heard stories. I've heard stories from women I know where, yeah, them trips, like, I'm never going with her again because so forth and so on. You know, I've seen friendships break apart because of these girls' trips several times. Whether
Mm.
it's, the money not getting split the right way, somebody who, didn't put down as much and they told you they was going to give it to you once we got there and they don't. Uh,
Mm. Right. Right.
somebody,
The broke friend. The
yeah,
broke friend.
you know what I mean? Somebody you find out don't keep themselves up as well as you thought they did. When you see them in small bursts, now that you staying with them for a week, you see certain habits, tendencies, and self-care that's not up
Hmm.
to par. It's like,
Right.
yeah, I don't want to take that bitch nowhere with me no more.
Oh, you the judgmental friend. That's the judgmental friend.
Nah, you don't want the nasty Joe with you. That's what it is.
She's
I
just a
mean,
free
or you don't
spirit,
want
man.
to.
Just a free
Nah,
spirit.
I'm about to say, they're watching your ass is not a free spirit. You go get them spirits washed. Okay. Get them spirits cleansed.
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean, all different types of stuff. Everything from that to like to the over judgmental one getting kicked off the boat. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to have
Hmm.
their fun and she's sitting there like every 5 seconds. You're gonna suck the enamel off her teeth.
Right,
Just
right.
being, I can't believe you spent that much on that drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know
It's
you
better
only
than
make
you.
such and such. You know you only make such and such.
Right.
Oh, you gonna keep dancing with that man all night? Like you don't have a man at home? You just gonna keep dancing with that one man all night?
Oh
Yeah,
man. Dang,
yeah.
well, she out of pocket though. I don't know. That's weird.
Wait, I mean, listen, she
I'm
might
on her
have
side. I'm
just
on her
because she
side though.
judgmental. Just because she judgmental, don't mean that she saying it wrong.
Damn. Yeah, I'm with
Just
her. Dang, she
just
gonna
just
do
because she
that?
just because she judgmental, don't mean everything she's saying is wrong.
Dang.
Usually the judgmental John is right about a few things. If we keep it at all.
Right, right. Okay.
Usually she calling a few things a spade. It's just that she doing too much. That's what it really be. Sometimes
Okay,
she
okay.
just doing too much. But yeah, she usually be right about a thing or two. She just don't
Okay.
deliver it right. So you know what I mean? Nobody don't want to hear
Right.
it. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah. And for the dudes who, let their girls go on girls trips, I ain't gonna really judge you unless like I already know the type of joint you got and you don't know the type of joint you got, in which case I judge you for that, not knowing who your woman is. You that's corny to me. Like I don't respect it.
I don't
Like
know no more, man. I don't know. They be
uh,
hiding.
you
They be
know.
hiding who they are,
Now,
man.
I mean, but I shouldn't. But I
They
shouldn't.
be
I shouldn't be
hiding.
able to know
I don't
if I
know.
got
You're
less
right.
experience. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if I
Mm-hmm.
know her in a way that you don't. Then yeah, I can't hold that over your head. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be able to see what's going on from the outside. And you mean to tell me you never pick up on nothing, gang? Nothing,
Damn.
nothing. And then of course there's the off chance. There's the off chance that there was something brewing in your lady this whole time and this girl's trip gives her the opportunity to finally step into
Wild
that.
out.
And I
Wild
feel
out.
bad. I feel bad for those brothers, man. I feel bad for each and every one of those brothers because you didn't see her coming. There was no signs. There was no signs.
Mm-mm-mm.
She did her best to keep everything buttoned up. You know what I mean? She didn't jump at the first opportunity during the girls' trip. They was there from Sunday to Friday, and she was cool up until Thursday.
She was the religious one.
You know what I'm saying?
She was,
you
I
frying the
told her it's the
religious
same one.
George.
Yeah, they the
You
same one.
frying the
She kept.
religious George, bro.
She had it buttoned up the whole time. She was the religious John. You ain't. That's why you ain't see it coming.
You frying the religious George, bad. Damn, bro. Show him some grace.
I am just keeping it a
Give some
bean.
grace. Pray
Keeping
for
it a bean. Pray for him. That's all.
him.
Pray for him.
Oh man. But yeah, we done hit about damn near the hour and a half point. That was some fun conversation. I mean, keep it basic, keep it light. I think I'm going to do a couple more of these episodes where it's not necessarily the preconceived topic, and we just chop
Mm,
up some interesting things that I've seen along the week because I do see feedback on the page, and I kind of want people to be able to interact with it in a more real way. But that's with the intention of not having the kind of day that today was, so that we can actually start on time and people will, log in before their bedtime and shit. Good Lord. Good Lord. Um,
right.
Once again, I want to thank Myron for jumping on the show. Make sure I say that one complete thing so I don't get paused.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jumping on the podcast. So I'm not here talking to myself. Yeah, I deleted the previous week's episode because,
Why, bro? Why?
bro, I listen. I can't. I don't like the
You
way I
did it. You
played it
did it.
back. I played it back 4 times, and I'm like, this is bullshit. I wouldn't watch this, and then I deleted it. Like
That's crazy,
it
yo.
didn't, it
You
didn't, it
deleted
didn't give me a
history.
good feel. It
You
didn't give me a
whitewashing
good feel,
history out
man.
here.
Not
That's
whitewashing.
that's crazy.
Oh, I'm a black nigga
You-
whitewashing.
Yeah, you erasing black history. That's crazy.
Oh,
That's
bro, like
crazy to
I'm
be
I'm
out
I'm
here.
very I take this very seriously, bro. Like I'm real about my content. I'm serious about my content. And it's hard enough getting views as is. Shit. Like with the way everything started, Speak the only person who came through. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So if you hadn't come through, you would have been the only person in the chat until he got on. You know what I mean?
dang.
So that with that being the case, and me, not being able to have, my co-pilot tonight, um, it's different. Like if it's her and me, then it's no thing. But me by myself, like I said, I have
You get
no
better.
interest in doing that. Talking for longer than 30 minutes by myself to
You
possibly
get
nobody
better.
with no interaction. I don't want to get better. I don't want to do it,
Why
bro.
get better?
I
You
don't want
get
to do
better
it,
at it,
bro. I
yo.
don't
You
want to
get
do it. I hate
expert.
the way it sounds. I hate the way it sounds, bro.
Yeah,
I never
let
want
me
to
give
fall in
you look.
love with my own voice. I never want to fall in love with the sound of my own voice like that. Never,
You ain't
never,
gotta
never,
fall in
never,
love with it, but you can
never,
just,
never, never.
find out how to bullshit and make topics interesting by talking to yourself. Like you gotta watch a few podcasts that do just that. It's
I don't.
possible.
That's the point. That's the
You
point.
should,
I don't.
but you
There's only
should
one
though.
podcast. There's only one podcast I've ever listened to
Stephen A. Smith
where
does it.
my point exactly. Um, my point
What? He
exactly.
good at it.
My
You
point
don't want to do
exactly.
it.
He's a
I
person
get your
who's in
point,
love with the sound of his own voice.
but you don't have
He
to
is
be in
exactly
love.
that. He is
You don't
exactly
have to
that,
be
bro.
that. You don't have
That's
to
why
be
he
that.
does that. He's in love with the sound of his own voice. The only other person who, like I said, who I've ever listened to, who I don't get that vibe from, um, was a friend I met through a friend, Tim. Shout out to Tim out in Texas,
Okay.
whatever you doing, bro. If you ever see this, shout out to you. You know what I mean? We ain't forgot you. Appreciate, all the positive vibes. But Tim had a podcast called I'll Talk If You Listen. And
Right.
a lot of times he was the only person. So I think most times he would kind of break it up into two segments. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I'm talking about this, I stopped that, but I put it with this, so forth and so on. Every now and then
Okay.
he might have one joint where he talks straight all the way through about whatever it is and he gets it out. And with him, you know who else does it actually? I take that back because Taya does Taya's thoughts. And it's just her talking. It's not live, it's no feedback, it's
See?
nothing. Um, excuse me. They are the
Bless you.
only two people who thank you, who I feel like deliver it to where that's genuinely what's happened. Like I'm thinking through all these things and I hit record while I'm thinking these things through so I get to share with
Hmm.
y'all. You know what I mean? Now I know Ty is very skilled, so I know she's going through the process of these thoughts beforehand, and she's not just freestyling off the top of her head. Like she's
Right.
actually
But she
going through it
practiced
before
doing
she
it.
presents it, right?
But she
So
practiced it.
I mean,
It
maybe she
takes
did.
practice, bro.
Maybe she did, bro. I don't have, like I said, I have absolutely no interest in sharing Nari's thoughts. For I could give
I'm gonna
you
cut that
30
out, man.
minutes. I could give you 30 minutes tops. And I have
30?
to come in already.
Well, you
And I
doubled
have to
that because
come
you
in
said
already.
15. You said 15 before. See, we
So
working. We
this was
almost we halfway
so
there.
so
We
this is what I'm
halfway
saying. This is what I'm saying.
there.
This is what I'm saying why I said 30 this time. Because I remember I
Right.
said 15. 15 is
Right.
just like if I want to. 30, it has to be something that I have to do. Like it has to be an assignment.
Passionate.
You need me
Okay.
to speak on whatever this is. Like, let's say you have a cause, right? And me and you believe in the same cause,
Okay.
but you need somebody to present it outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or like I'll have more knowledge on that particular aspect than you do, and you like, nah, I'm building this series. I know you don't want to do this, John, but I need a 30 piece from you on this particular
Okay.
topic. Nobody
You can
else
put it
knows it like
together.
you do. Right. Then I could do it and I could put it together because it's more like an essay for me. You know what I'm
Make it
saying?
look at it as an
And I
essay.
could do that and I can do that. And at that point, it's like a documentary slash essay slash presentation. I can do that because at that point, I don't it's like
Wait a
I don't.
minute though.
I'm just reading a paper. At
Wait
that point,
though.
it's like I'm reading a paper to you.
Hold up. What's stopping you from making it like an essay, like a presentation, like a documentary? When you
This is
do
not.
get half hour or hour, what's stopping you from making it like an essay or documentary? Same
This
thing.
is not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. Like I said, I
Yeah, but
literally
you
don't
could
want to
do it
hear
though.
my own
I'm
voice
saying that
talking that much.
you could do it and you could
Could
get good
because
at it is all I'm saying.
I'm a skilled orator. Like
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not
all
going to
right.
front.
Talk your shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've taken. Listen, I've worked at it. I've taken
Talk your
courses.
shit. Okay.
You know what I mean? I've done public speaking since I was young. You know what I mean? So I'm
Right.
not gonna act like I don't have game. Like that's what makes me a
Okay.
good podcaster.
You
But
just
at the
don't want to
same
do it.
time, yeah, like I
You were saying you
literally.
couldn't do it though. See, now you all right.
But I gave you that one explanation for 30. Literally, it has to be outside of me, outside of myself. I'm doing it for somebody else who
You
needs me
do it
to
for
do
the
that for them.
lifers.
So
Do it for the
like
lifers. When we
then a
need your
lifer would
service,
have to reach out to me with a specific topic and tell me why
specific,
they need me to do it. A specific topic. Tell me
specific.
why they need me of all people to do it, and then maybe I feel moved to do it, depending on which lifer it was. Like literally,
Man.
15. After 15, I get uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my god, now shut up. It's too much. It's too much.
Okay.
It's
All
too
right.
much. I don't like it. I don't like. I get uncomfortable, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
have to lock in and do the essay for 30. Now, if I, yeah, yeah and
Right. Do a couple
hey,
essays and but watch you get more comfortable talking for 30.
again, for an essay for a purpose, I know I could do it because that's a different zone. I'm not podcasting anymore at that point.
The same
You see what
zone
I'm saying?
with the
It's not
camera.
podcasting and doing an essay, not the same zone, bro. It's not the same zone for me
That's because you
because
want to
I'm not
do
being personable.
interactive. Yeah, you want to do
You know what I'm
interactive
saying? I'm just
style.
giving you the information. An essay, I'm giving you the information. I could give a less of a shit how you feel about it.
That's all
Like
we need. That's all we
that
need.
that's just it. You're gonna get these facts, you're gonna get this presentation, and whether you hit click or not, I've done my job. Whereas
Mm,
in podcasting, if nobody's clicking, I'm not doing something. Something I'm not doing right. I gotta go back in the lab and figure it out. Because that's me trying to, like I said, I'm trying to create a community, not like force it or whatever, but I'm trying to give a space for people who
I
fit
see what
this
you. I
particular
see what you're saying.
demographic. You know what I'm saying?
You
People
just
who
you
want to
trying to
have
create a space.
conversations without, there we go, a space for people who want to have conversations without it having to be beef, without us having to do the whole, stand up and yell at each other type shit. Like that's like I
Right.
said, that's my contribution to pushing the culture forward, to showing proof that we can have conversations where we could either assemble data, compare information, or even disagree. Me and you was disagreeing at the top of the podcast and we're laughing at the bottom of the episode. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
That's what I want. That's what I want to give the world. A space to do that, to show that it's real, that can happen. That we could literally fundamentally disagree about some shit. And it's not
Right.
fucking up the energy. It's not fucking up the episode. It's not somebody has to come in as a mediator. All right, guys, let's move on.
Right. Right. No, I agree with
Because
that.
you know what I'm saying?
I don't never let just
But
because I'm right and you wrong don't mean that that we can't get along and talk about fun things. That's all
That's
I'm
it.
saying. I
That's
get what you're
exactly how
saying.
I feel. That's exactly how I feel, man. Just because niggas don't know what they talk about sometimes, and they good at not knowing
Exactly.
what they talking about, don't mean
Right.
we gotta beef. Let's have the conversation because it could be something there for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody might be just as wrong as him, but now they feel inspired, and it's like, yes, I'm not alone. And then somebody could be like, you know what, Naree's making sense. I didn't hear that part of that argument before. Now I'm gonna add that to my toolkit. You know what I mean? I was trying to
Right.
find a way to say it, but I didn't know how to say it. Like that's actually why
Right.
I watch
Right.
certain podcasts, because not everything they say be right, but sometimes they just help me figure out a better way to say something that I've been trying to say for years. Like I told
Got
people,
you.
as much as they hate Kevin Samuels, I literally
Hmm.
learned how to say certain things that I've been trying to say from years just from the way he phrased it.
Okay.
I think Fresh and Fit is bullshit, but they have an analogy that I was trying to figure out how to compare, and it's like maybe they
Which
stole
one?
that too, the candy
What's the
shop
matter? The
analogy.
store? The store?
Yeah, the candy
Oh
store.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? See, you already know where. You see
Yo,
what I'm
that's
saying?
real. That's
It's
real
really a
though.
it's
That's
really a
real.
fundamentally sound analogy. It just
Hey,
is.
don't nobody want to hear it though.
It just
They don't want to
is.
hear it. They don't want to hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they as a podcast, as a platform, as people, to me are
Mm.
shit. Doo doo. But
What?
that is a solid ass analogy. Like really from top to bottom. It's easy to understand. It gives you clear, concrete comparisons. And it's
Right.
like at that point, if you're disagreeing with it, you're being obtuse. You're being willfully ignorant just because you
Yeah.
don't
See,
want to
I don't
disagree.
watch it. I don't watch it that much, but my man name is Myron, so I gotta support it. There ain't too many of us out there.
I
Ain't too
don't know that
many of
that's,
us out there.
you
Name is
listen, I don't know if you
Myron.
want to keep him on your boat, bro. I don't
No,
know.
listen, he's a
You,
Myron.
listen,
He's in the camp,
shit.
bro.
Yeah,
He's
so
just misunderstood.
let me, nah, he don't understand himself. That's why, shit.
My
He don't get him.
man, misunderstood.
He don't. In fact, that's not his real name. So you could kick him off anytime you
His
want,
name is
bro.
not Myron.
No, his name ain't fucking Myron. Do he look like a Myron?
He he don't
Hell
look like a
no.
Myron. No, you're right. He
Hell
don't look like
no.
his name ain't Myron. I
Hell
gotta look it
no.
up now.
No. Myron
He a
Gaines is not his
bootleg
real
Myron.
name. Yeah. Myron
Oh,
Gaines is not his real name. The
fraudulent
descent that
Myron.
he looks like is closer to his real name. I can't remember his actual government name, but it
Right.
looks like he looks like that.
Okay, I got you.
He
I
looks like
got
that.
you. Say less on that. Say
Gaines,
less on that one.
Gaines, because he's supposed to be the fit person. That's where Gaines came from.
Oh, okay.
My Gaines, Myron
Oh,
Gaines. Yeah,
that's vicious.
yes,
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
That's
I
not
ain't
even
know
his real
that.
name. That's why I said you could
All
kick
right.
him off the boat, bro. He ain't one of
I might
y'all.
gotta. I gotta kick him
He
out
an
the group. I got a
infiltrator.
group. I got a group. I gotta kick him out, man.
Yeah, he an infiltrator for real.
Damn. We don't accept the name change, Myers. Nah, nah.
Yeah, you
I want
mean
the original name.
perpetrating, putting smut on
We
your
need
name.
birth certificate. We need
You know
birth
what I mean?
certificate.
If your
But
mama don't
no,
call you Myron, you ain't Myron.
that candy shop. That candy
The
shop
candy
is
shop
funny.
analogy is just very solid. It's very solid.
There's,
Very,
there's
very
no
solid.
arguing that. There's no arguing that
No, it just
one.
really isn't. So that's what I'm
Oh, they
saying.
gonna
Like,
argue it though. People gonna argue it.
I mean, people argue anything. You're right. But there's no successfully arguing it and proving it wrong. Like, you can't do it
They
successfully.
just gonna deny it. That's it. Point blank.
And
Period.
which means, like I said, which means you can't argue it. You just gotta deny it. Um,
That's it. That's
but
good
I
enough for
can
me.
I can pick up stuff from spaces where I don't align with the core of what they got going on. But if you got an ability to deliver a good message or something that I can use, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Like,
As you
plain and
should.
simple. Plain and simple. What they say, you take the meat and leave the bones. Yeah, yeah.
Whoa,
Take
whoa,
what
whoa,
works.
whoa, whoa.
Pause.
Pause
Pause.
that.
Pause.
Oh my.
Pause.
Oh
Jesus, that was
man.
crazy. Take the meat was
We
crazy.
getting. This.
Take the
We
meat was
getting there.
crazy. We about to wrap this
Life be
up.
life and after dark. After dark. Life be life and after dark.
Oh shit. I'm gonna have to put that out there because they put that concept out there, and I'm really thinking about low key. I'm really thinking about low key making that a thing. Life would be life and after dark. Pick probably do it like once a month, or if
Mm,
people love it like that, twice a month. But just have that
people
like
love it like that.
people. Start out once a month and just have that session go crazy on the late
All
night on
right.
purpose, as opposed to the fuckery that happened tonight where everything was an
Okay.
accident. So just let people know. Like, yeah, 10 o'clock. Life be life and after dark.
Life be life and after dark, bro.
Life be life and gaming did not take off the way I wanted it to, but it's all good.
Mm.
It's all good. Everything ain't for everybody. And I'll probably revisit it once I get my whole TikTok skill game on. But that's another story, man. Once again, bro, I appreciate you joining the pod tonight. Shout out to the
Yep.
co-host. Shout out to A.C.E, my brother, who he always be, the sponsor of the Two Kings and Life Be Life and podcast, the owner of Simply in the Shake Catering and co-owner of Second Line Express, Keish with the Cakes, aka Denver's mom, the podcast nephew. You know what I'm saying? Um, as I always say, y'all, be patient. Well, wait. Before I give y'all the outro, I gotta remind y'all, May 4th.
Oh
That's
yeah.
on a Sunday, 4 p.m. Y'all like the alignment, the literature, fourth at four on the fourth at 4. Catch that. May 4th at 4 p.m. A King's Cafe. That is at 2818 West Shelton Avenue out in Germantown. The link is in my bio. Get your tickets because the Podcast Link Live crew will be back for our third live show. All right, we going for the trifecta. You heard me, for the three-peat. We bringing
Nice.
it back. Everything that folks love. Reach out to any lifer who's been to any live show and they'll tell you it's a success. It's fun. It's entertaining. Everything that we've done at a prior show, y'all be getting at this show plus much more because we got
Nice.
live entertainment with my man C Cash. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be there. We got who else? I hear that there's supposed to be some dancing, some line dancing going on there. I don't want to confirm that just yet, but there's a rumor of line dancing possibly taking place during this event. The other entertainer that will be there is J Rock. So shout out to him. And we will have the panel competition. We'll be back in the event. So y'all get to, at the end of the night, y'all get to vote for who y'all thought had the dopest panel. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Spoiler alert. It's gonna be mine. Um,
Okay.
but that means I'm running it back because I won the last one. Me and my man's won the last one. We're not on the same panel this time. So I told him I feel like Nino Brown with tears in my eyes. You know, I'm my brother's
Mm.
keeper, but I gotta smoke him. I gotta smoke him. I gotta get him up out of here.
Pause that.
I'm CMB. We all we got. Uh,
Pause that.
Come on, man. Stall me out.
Go
Stall
ahead.
me out.
Go ahead.
Stall me out. Uh,
Go ahead. Go ahead on.
but yeah,
No, I
no.
can't wait.
So
I can't wait for
everybody,
that, John.
everybody's back, man. Taya, of course, the person who puts it together herself, she will also be part of the panel once again. I told y'all I was going to have her back podcasting. I told y'all that last year. Yeah, she back podcasting. She's back on episodes. She will be part of the panel again. You know what I'm saying? She'll be back. Sunny will be back. Dana will be back. Star will be back. Mr. Know It All, Tone the Promoter. I am hyping. Of course, your favorite coach's favorite coach. We will all be back in the building. We got two new hitters with us. We got Big Dan from the BTG 215 podcast that's Bridging the Gap. He'll be one of the panelists on. And we got the co-host of the Mr. Know It All podcast, Kelly Q. She will be there. So we got a lineup 8 strong. You heard?
Nice.
It's going to be friggin' fantastic. All right. Again, May the 4th, 4 p.m. at King's Cafe. Get your tickets from me in the bio from the event link. If it's not working for any reason, please reach out to me. I'll make sure to get these tickets to you one way or another. May is right around the corner. We do not want y'all to miss this epic event. All right. May the
Sir.
4th be with you. And may y'all be with us on the 4th. You heard?
I got my ticket.
Yeah, man. Got
I
bro already
might
gonna be in the building.
mess around, crash one of the panels or something.
Hey, listen. That's one of the things that our live show. If you a person with some opinions that you'd like to share, that time
Oh
will come
snap!
around. That time will come
Oh
around. We've
yeah.
had some pretty cool moments and some pretty funny moments from interactions from the crowd. So yeah, it's gonna
Oh
come
yeah.
back
Okay.
around.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So I'm gonna
yeah.
have some fun. I'm gonna have some fun on the fourth.
Yeah. Man,
Okay.
listen, by all means. Matter of fact, if you haven't seen the first live show, let me drop that out there for you. Podcast Link Philly has a YouTube page. Go follow them on YouTube. If you're not already following them on IG, or us, I should say, if you're not already following us on IG, certainly follow us on IG and go subscribe to that YouTube page where the very first episode is uploaded. So you can watch it and get an idea of what you got to look forward to. Also, bs3network.com. You can check it out on there as well. We're under most played. Yeah. We
Nice.
was, you know what I mean? We did it like that. So looking forward to it. I'm excited for it already. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Got a couple of collaborations on deck that I'm not gonna mention until after they done, but you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, your favorite coach gonna be moving around. Y'all gonna see me in some other places on top of who else y'all will see on the podcast. But let's wrap this up and get us out of here. Be smart, be respectful, be safe and stay dangerous. Be patient. That includes with yourself. Be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people gonna make that impossible. I work with quite a few of them. Don't worry about those people. Just make sure. I told this to my brothers, and I'm telling this to y'all. Every single day, take the time out to be kind to yourselves. Whatever it is that looks like, be kind to yourself every single day because you cannot continue to pour out of an empty cup. Burnout is real, y'all. So please take the time out every single day to be kind to yourselves. Appreciate everybody who already shared the link, whether they was in the chat or not. Feel free, even after the episode, to drop your comments in the chat, drop your feedback. If there's anything y'all want us to talk about, let us know about that. Let us know when y'all want the next game night to be. Whatever it is y'all have to suggest, if y'all got some complaints, go ahead, let us know about those too. We might change some things based on them. We might say fuck it and keep it going. Tough titties. Um, Either way, we will pay attention to it one way or another. That's for sure. We will definitely check everything that y'all submit to us. All right. Once again, on behalf of the eclectic and electric Mimi, the goddess, on behalf of the lifer who stood in for us tonight, Myron Hyman, on behalf of myself, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We about this, John. All
Peace.
right, back.